What's up everybody, it's Jasmine, and today we're going to be doing another lunchtime reaction video. Today we are going to be looking at Amberlynn Reid's latest videos where she's going to be talking about her psychiatrist appointment and things like that. But first, let me show you guys my t-shirt designs on tpublic.com. So I make t-shirt designs and then I upload them, and you can get them on all sorts of things. Like you can get them on mugs and bags and things like that. So I upload my designs there and you can buy them if you like, so go check that out. I'd be super thankful. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to be checking out Amberlynn Reid's videos on her mental health and hopefully finding out some new information. So I know that Amberlynn Reid has a lot of other social media accounts like Instagram and Twitter and things like that. I don't follow her on that because I just think that it would be a bit too much for me. But as far as I'm aware, a lot of her fans already have the information about her mental health, and that it's been a bit controversial maybe. So we're going to be checking these out and giving our own take on the whole situation. So let me just get that started.
Hey guys, okay,
Hello.
So you guys are currently sitting in my makeup case in a very weird maneuver. So today, as you guys remember from my last vlog, I really don't like how this looks, like at all, but I don't know where my tripod is, so that's a situation. So hold on. This is a little better, not quite, it's whatever. But for my last vlog, today is my psychiatrist appointment, and
exciting.
I'm nervous, that's just where I'm at. I think it's going to be a really short appointment.
Really? Why would it be short? I thought it'd be really long. The first meeting's usually the longest because you go through like all your history and things. So yeah, I wonder why she thinks it would be short.
Where does that come from? I'm actually hoping Becky can come in the room with me just to ease some nerves, but I feel like that's probably not going to be allowed. So if you guys remember,
you can definitely take somebody in with you. Like that's, if you go to a doctor's appointment or anything, you're allowed to have somebody there with you as like a support person, especially because of these situations where you can get really nervous. And for example, if you're an older person, you might have trouble remembering things, so then you'd want somebody with you to remember what the doctor says and things like that.
Change of subject, I don't want to talk about it anymore. If you guys remember my buying everything I want from Walmart situation video that I did,
it was a disaster.
See, you guys can tell that I'm nervous because I start like talking nonsense.
Oh no!
I caught them in my hands. Hashtag ninja.
So it's raining outside, right? But for some reason, whenever I watch Amberlynn Reid's videos, I always picture it to be really sunny and beautiful outside and her stuck inside. Is that just me, or is that anybody else?
So as you can see, we went to Ruby Tuesday and it was a lot of fun. I got a low-calorie meal, although the appetizer was a little hefty, but that's Becky's favorite appetizer, so I was like, you know what, let's do it. We are home, sweet home. If you hear noises, our dishwasher is currently running, so that's what that is.
Make this as
and I just want to say, this lipstick, I have been wearing it for, it's been 6 hours. I haven't touched it up. I have cried in it. I have ate. I have drank stuff. I have coughed. I have kissed. I have lived. I have done everything the last 6 hours, and it's still on my lips. I will say, since it's matte and my lips was already dry, it might not look the greatest, but that's some good quality lipstick. So as for the appointment, I think I'm a little numb with what went down in the appointment. I don't think I've ever been asked so many questions in my life.
Yeah.
About my past and just how I'm feeling and like things I went through, and like it was like crazy. And it was such an overflow, and the girl was so kind and patient and gentle, which made it a lot easier for me. But I did end up crying. I figured I was going to, especially talking about my past and like talking about current situations within like my mental state and stuff. I talked about things that I just don't even talk about ever, honestly. It's things that I don't share on YouTube, that I don't really talk about, you know, with people in my life. It's just, it was a good time to just word vomit. Let it all out. Let this person know everything they need to know, because that is why I went there.
Yeah.
It was time to figure out what is really wrong with me, because there are people in the comments who are like, you're this, you're that, you're not this, you're not that. Stop throwing that around. You keep saying you're this. Stop self-diagnosing. You're not that. Like, it's just so much. And it's just like, I live with myself 24/7, and I know how I feel, and I know the things that I have to go through because I'm trapped in my own body. And it's like, I have family members who have certain mental things, and it's like, I'm starting to act like them. Why? And it's just like a bunch. It's a bunch of stuff. So without going into grave detail, I'm just going to let you know what the heck went down regarding like diagnosing, because that has just been a big hot topic in my channel, because people like to diagnose me.
Okay, now we're getting on to the serious stuff. So first of all, before she carries on, I just want to say that I'm really glad that she went to this appointment and that she did tell everything that she could, because it can be really difficult when you go to these appointments to actually tell the truth. I mean, I know that sounds really silly, but like, I find myself, it's so, sometimes you feel so ashamed of things that you hold them back, even though it's not the place to hold back. So there's been a few times where I've held things back because I've just felt so awful about it, and it's not even anything that I can blame myself for, but just, you know, when you're a kid and things happen and then you get these ideas in your head. So, you know, I think it's really important that we recognize that this was a really difficult thing for Amberlynn Reid to do, and for anybody to do actually, and that I think that it's really good that she went there and that she did tell everything, you know, like, good on you, Amberlynn.
People like to undiagnose me. People just like to throw things around, and then the minute I do it to myself, people get like mad about it. It's like a situation. I have finally went and saw someone. So the first thing is, I have really bad memory loss from traumatic events that happened in my childhood. I figured that was the case because I don't remember a lot of things that happened in my childhood or even in my teenagehood. Is teenagehood like a word? I just don't remember a lot. And she said it's memory loss due to traumatic events, which makes a lot of sense. Obviously, I was diagnosed with depression. That is a given. I mean, I've known since I was 9 years old. That is when I was first diagnosed with depression. That hasn't changed, although I will say it's gotten worse. I was diagnosed with anxiety/panic disorder. Obviously, I struggle with so much anxiety. I have panic attacks. I described to her what my panic attacks look like, and it was hard to talk about. I, for one, felt like I was gonna have one just talking about it. I really don't want to trigger anyone in this video, so like, I'm not gonna go into detail, but that wasn't obvious. I knew that as well. Anxiety has a bunch of small little things that go along with it, and it's just a lot, and I feel like it dampens a lot of my everyday life. So this next one, well, these next two for me are ones that it's just like, they kind of hit me harder because like I knew the other ones like were obvious. I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive personality disorder, and I've always known that I had like obsessive tendencies within the way I do things in my life. I have talked about this before in a very long past YouTube video. I don't like going into detail with this stuff because I am embarrassed. That's just the way I am. And it's just like, to finally have a name to what I've been experiencing is a little cray-cray for me. And I feel like I'm a little numb to it. The next one for me is I am bipolar. I have known for a very long time without actually being diagnosed that I am bipolar. And for someone to finally tell me that I am bipolar and I'm going to be put on a mood stabilizer, she told me that the reason why antidepressants, especially Wellbutrin, The reason why they haven't worked for me, because you guys know I've done Prozac, Wellbutrin, I've done Lexapro, is because I am bipolar. She said that a mood stabilizer is going to first help with my depression, and then once she hires my dosage, it's going to finally then help with the fact that I'm bipolar.
Oh no.
I look at certain aspects of my life and I'm just like, that is why I react the way I do, why I go several days without leaving my room, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yes, let's do everything under the sun, let's film 16 videos in one day, it's just crazy. It's just everything. Like, it's just everything adds up and it just makes sense, and it just sucks because it's just like so much. It's just so much at once to be told, like, and I'm just like, I'm a wreck. In the room today, like when I was talking to her, I was just like, I was cracking jokes and all this stuff, and you know, that's just the way that I handle awkward situations, and it's a lot, and I'm nervous to go on a mood stabilizer. Never been on one ever. I'm going to start taking it tomorrow, and I have another appointment with this lady 3 weeks from now. I feel relieved that I now have, you know, answers to my questions, but I also feel sad because it's like, I saw my mom have bipolar disorder, and it's like, I have seen myself kind of act in ways that she used to act when I was just a little girl, and just the fact that like I have obsessive compulsive personality disorder, and it's just like, I'm gonna be honest, I was hoping I was gonna go into that thing and she was gonna be like, you're totally fine, you just have depression, that's all it is. You know, I was like crossing my fingers and hoping that's all it was gonna be, because like
Whew, that was really heavy. In the comments, there's a lot of people calling Amberlynn Reid a liar and things like that, and people not believing her and things like that. And I mean, I don't blame them that they don't believe her, but for me personally, there's not a reason for me not to believe her. And a lot of the things that she's talking about with the mood stabilizers helping with bipolar, whereas antidepressants can actually exacerbate bipolar, then those are so true, you know. My mum, she's got bipolar, and she's been on antidepressants before, and it just caused her a huge amount of anxiety, you know. And I think that it can be difficult to believe that she's diagnosed with 4 different disorders in one session. I would say that she possibly wasn't diagnosed with 4 different things in one therapy appointment, because what I imagine happened is that the psychiatrist said, okay, so your symptoms and your life history is pointing towards you having depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive personality disorder, and bipolar. And a lot of the times what a psychiatrist would do is they would say, like, this is how we are going to treat you, but they wouldn't necessarily give you like a formal diagnosis, because that actually does take a lot of time and a lot of work to get that. But what they would do is they would explain to you how they are going to treat you. So, for example, they're going to treat Amberlynn Reid as though she has bipolar disorder, so they're going to put her on a mood stabilizer. So I doubt that she was given a formal diagnosis, because it's just too soon. But I really do think that the psychiatrist looked at her history and gave Amberlynn Reid explanations as to why her behavior would be like that and why she would act like that, you know. So because that's that's like the easiest way to explain it to patients. Like, okay, so in your past you've been like this and presently you're like this, so that, you know, that's something that happens when you have bipolar, you know. So a formal diagnosis, I don't think that would have happened, but I think that the psychiatrist would have explained as best she could what's happening to Amberlynn Reid and how they're going to treat her. So I know a lot of people are giving Amberlynn Reid hate for her explanation in the video, but I can really, you know, I sympathize with Amberlynn Reid because she's just trying to explain it the way that she understands it. So a formal diagnosis, I would say not, but that she's been treated as though she is suffering from these things, and if a formal diagnosis was done, they would expect the results to show that she has bipolar disorder and all those other things. Because I know for myself, I've been treated as though I've got depression and panic attacks, and you know, there has been talk about other things. But anyway, but they don't give you a formal diagnosis because it can be really difficult. Like because it's a big process, right? But they can treat you and manage your symptoms without going through the whole big process of formal diagnosis, right? Okay, so anyway, I think that this video was really good. Like, I think that it was really good for Amberlynn, and I'm sad that people are giving her a lot of hate for the way she's talked about the mental illness, but I really think that it makes sense. Like, I think that there's nothing wrong with what she said in this video, and I think that her trying out these mood stabilizers, I think that it could really change her life. And I think the other thing is that because we go to her channel to see weight loss, when it gets into all of these mental health things, that we can sort of just not understand, you know. And I think that we just have to trust her in a way, you know, like, because this is so much more than just a YouTube video. Like, this is her life, and I think that it was really brave of her to go ahead and see a psychiatrist and talk about, you know, her trauma in life and things like that, because it sounds like Amberlynn Reid has had a really difficult life, and it can be, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I feel proud of her. That's how I feel, and I just would like to encourage people to just not, I don't know, like, just give her a break this time, because it's a complicated thing that I just think that if we just showed a little bit more compassion and didn't jump down her throat and things like that, that would be more ideal. Yeah, because it's, you know, it's difficult, and yeah, gosh, this was really difficult. Yeah, so I think that Amberlynn Reid should be really proud of herself that she went through this process, and now she can start being treated for her symptoms. And I just want to emphasize that she might not have been given a formal diagnosis, but she might have been given an explanation as to how she is going to be treated with the psychiatrist and the medication and therapy and things like that. So anyway, good luck, Amberlynn Reid. I hope that the medication goes well for you. Oftentimes you have to try out different things, and it can be a long process, and it can be really stressful and things like that. So good luck, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will see you guys all next time.